Introducing your warriors for this main event. Your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 14 wins and 4 losses. He stands 177 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.1 kilograms. Representing Bulgarian top team, Ros de la Hiva, and fighting out of Nantes, France, please welcome the challenger, Amin Fierceness Ayoub! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 15 wins and 2 losses. He stands 190 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.1 kilograms. Representing Full House and fighting out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Give it up for the reigning, defending, undisputed Brave Combat Federation lightweight champion of the world, Cleiton Predator Silva! For referee instructions, it's the Bandit, Decky Larkin.
Brave Nation, you are about to witness arguably the toughest challenge in all of sports. 5 rounds of 5 minutes of mixed martial arts fighting, but it is not gonna go 5 rounds.
Decky Larkin almost had to get involved and separate these two guys before the fight even became official. Speaking of official, we are underway in the main event at Brave Combat Federation 44. Big kick to open up from Cleiton Silva.
Predator stalking, feinting and landing. Low kick was checked solidly.
Oh, beautiful short hook from Amin Ayoub just as Cleiton was coming in.
Amin Ayoub seems to have developed his timing already, but with that said, Cleiton Predator Silva lands a shot to the face.
Spinning back fist attempt by Fierceness, has the double underhooks, may try and trip an inside or outside leg here. Beautiful
successful
outside
land, the Predator's back to standing.
Predator pops right back up, but Amin still has those double underhooks. This is already turning into an incredible battle. As we know, Cleiton Silva can snatch on a submission from anywhere, so you have to be respectful. Potentially looked like he was trying to go for the back.
Predator swarming. So an opportunity to get in the hips. Hands are together and the fighter is down.
Needs to be wary of the guillotine choke, something Amin Ayoub is particularly well versed in. He did beat Jamal Chan via first or third round guillotine in his Brave CF debut.
Head pops out, expect a rain of elbows to come. Cleiton Predator Silva applying pressure to the face so he can control his opponent while moving his head back. Amin Ayoub very carefully and cleverly controlling his opponent's arms, having mixed results.
Cleiton Silva just taking his time methodically, working through his processes right now. May try and just pop that leg out and escape either into the full mount or into the side control position, but as you say at the minute, Amin Ayoub is doing everything he can to lock up the BJJ brown belt.
Brave Nation, it can be a little bit hard to see, a little bit hard to appreciate, but what Amin Ayoub is doing right now is absolutely fantastic.
Just a couple of short punches for his trouble. He's trying to get out onto his hook, onto his hip and
armbar attempt.
He's trying to hit that armbar typed in.
Predator is out.
This is a beautiful display of groundwork from both men. You can see Rolando D keeping a close eye on the action. I've also been talking to Sam Patterson today, who said that he is the rightful #1 contender, and he is keeping a very close eye on this fight.
Second submission attempt, Phil. There was the beginnings of an omoplata by Amin Fierceness Ayoub, but it was denied by Predator.
Predator using those long limbs to try and get off some offense, but again needs to be wary of the omoplata. Amin Ayoub showing just how much of a dangerous submission fighter he is as well. Absolutely frenetic pace set by both men in the opening stanzas. Surely this is not sustainable for five-minute rounds in the championship bout.
Phenomenal guard being shown by Ayoub here. He's showing exactly what to do when you're on your back and you've got a dangerous world-class striker on top of you. He's controlling the hips,
Again,
and
trying to
he's
hit that
shifting
arm
him
bar.
out, looking for the arm bar.
I can see a little bit of blood already. I'm not sure who that blood is coming from, but that looks like a deep arm bar. Cleiton Silva doing the right thing by staying compressed and stacking, but that looks like he's extending it. He may go belly down on this. Beautiful jiu-jitsu, beautiful defense, but Amin Ayoub is relentless. He's already bloodied up the champion. Trying to get that elevator sweep.
Ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, this is jiu-jitsu. This is using position, even when you're on bottom, to protect yourself, and from that protected place, launch attacks. Try and use a sweep, which is flipping over until you're on top, the opponent's on the bottom, or try and go for a submission, as we have seen repeatedly from Fierceness.
Smart bicep control by Amin Ayoub. He had a cheeky little cage grab just before to readjust his position, and when he's on his back, you can always see that he's trying to work the hips, he's trying to throw up a submission, trying to create angles for himself. Potentially, you could be seeing a first round here where a fighter is winning a fight off his back.
That is the power of jiu-jitsu. No other martial art allows you to win a fight when you're on your back. That's a losing situation in every other art.
Big elbow landed by the champion Cleiton Silva just to close out the round, but again, Amin Ayoub trying to work a submission with those hips. What a first round of action, Kirik.
Absolutely fantastic round by both fighters. Phil, if you had to play judge, who would you call 10-9? Who would you call 9-10?
Realistically, as I said in the closing stanzas of the round there, potentially you're looking at Amin Ayoub winning a fight off his back. And there you see some of the exchanges. Amin Ayoub landing a lovely little short shot, just glanced the chin of Cleiton Silva with that spinning back fist, and some beautiful work here to get the takedown, but the champion springs right back up. Nice takedown work there, but again, the hips of Amin Ayoub constantly throwing up the likes of an armbar. Very, very interesting fight unfolding here in Prospect.
Decky Larkin making sure that there's no ice, no water on the floor, making sure that the corners and the seconds clean it thoroughly.
There's not a lot gets past the bandit.
Ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, this is Decky Larkin. He is the head of regulation here. He makes sure everything that happens in the Brave Combat Federation cage happens by the book. He felt a little bit of moisture on the floor. He wasn't happy with the job the corner did, drying it up, and so he's drying it up himself. That way there is no accidental slippage. An accidental slippage can turn a fight in a second. It can even turn an ankle or a knee. You don't want any excess liquid in the cage. I think Decky has now cleaned that. He has just about cleaned the Brave Combat Federation floor to his liking, and he is seconds away from starting up round 2 of this 5-round world title fight. It's on, round 2.
Little touch of the gloves from both men, showing that whilst they may be throwing barbs at each other on social media, they respect the skill level and endeavor of one another when inside the Brave Arena. Cleiton keeping the hands a little bit low, tries to spin him back fist, but Amin always has a counter hook loaded.
Side kick to the knee from Fierceness. Very smart technique to use on an opponent that's got longer reach.
Nice hook again there from Amin Ayoub, predicated off the kick from Cleiton Silva.
Interesting exchange. Fierceness took a calf kick, but he went straight through and landed that left hook. That's a little window into his thinking right now. Even if he gets hit, he's going to continue moving forward, trying to dictate his fight.
But realistically, Carrick, there's only so many of those types of kicks you can take before your stance, before your pop and your shots is impeded.
It's 100% the case. If that tibialis muscle gets hit directly 3 times, can even be 2 or 1, you can lose control of the ankle and no longer be able to move efficiently.
Oh, charging forward is Amin Ayoub, landing a big overhand. And his counter-striking is looking very clean here. Bound to be growing in confidence with the shots he's landing. Already marked the champion up and bloodied the nose.
Predator Silva now is trying to measure his opponent. He's trying to get a clear sense of his opponent's speed, timing, and reach. Once he feels like he gets that, he can start to counter.
You can see another contender in the lightweight division, Ahmed Amir, keeping a close eye on the action again. Him and Cleiton almost got into it at the weigh-ins yesterday, so be interesting to see his take on the fight.
Brave Nation, watch the eyes of Predator Silva right now. His concentration is at 100%. He is taking in everything that his opponent is showing him, trying to download it and use it to time counters of his own.
Amin Ayoub trying to land that leaping hook, and he's doing a great job of almost fighting at range against the taller guy.
He's very intelligently using that side kick to the lead thigh, possibly to the lead knee, to keep his opponent at a distance that he's comfortable with. And again, you saw that calf kick land, and you saw fierceness fight through it and land those shots. That is the heart of a warrior right here. If things don't go his way initially, he's going to continue moving forward until they do.
Predator now trying to initiate the clinch and get the takedown. The first fight fought mostly on the ground. Second round so far, sorry, first round fought mostly on the ground. Second round, more of a stand-up battle between the two, but clinch being initiated right now, and again, it is that nasty zapping part, energy zapping part of mixed martial arts, Carrick.
Fierceness decided he wanted to fight at distance, separates.
Front kick not too far off the mark from Predator.
Interesting adaptation, interesting new tactics that we're seeing from Cleiton Predator Silva.
Nice roll under from Amin Ayoub, and he's really starting to chop down that lead leg with low calf kicks, with beautiful push kicks.
He is. Silva may launch front kicks to the face of his own. He's trying to counter those long-range kicks with his own longer-range kicks, like that hook kick attempt to the head.
But that's something that Amin is doing so well. He's landing his shots in the pocket and managing to get out without taking too much damage.
Thus far, Phil, I am calling this round for Amin Fierceness Ayoub.
Cleiton Predator in on the takedown. He has the clinch, he has that over-under clinch position. With his arms being so long and his legs being so long, there's potential for a trip takedown here.
Cleiton Silva is a brilliant fighter. He's trying different strategies. He tried to punch, he tried to kick at mid-range, he tried to kick it out at a farther range, and now he's trying his luck in the clinch. He's trying his luck in the 50-50 against the Brave Combat Federation cage.
Nice little foot stomp there from Amin Ayoub, or as Noel O'Keefe would say, a dirty foot stomp. Nice little short elbow, and again, fight being contested in the clinch, and that's a great knee from Amin Ayoub. He feels like he's hurt Cleiton Silva. And there's the takedown. Good use of the whizzer by Amin Ayoub, but he wasn't able to spring back up. Predator may just take these 10 seconds to get the wind back on his seals, because that knee, that pop knee to the liver, I think hurt Cleiton Silva.
It did, and he did what he needed to do. He got himself into a situation where he could rest momentarily on top. Took advantage of it. He's taking a slow walk back to his corner. Phil, call that round for me. 10-9, 9-10.
An incredibly tight round. I do give the slight advantage to Amin Ayoub. I think he did have the advantages in the striking. He was landing the cleaner shots. He was being a little bit more proactive as opposed to reactive in the fight.
We are one on that, Phil. I think that the champion has got to do something a little bit differently. He's been responding tactically. When his opponent strikes and maybe outstrikes him to a degree. He'll move to kicks, then he gets outstruck by kicks and he throws kicks on the outside. When that doesn't go his way, he moves into the inside, into the clinch, into the 50-50. But I think what he needs to do now, in 3 words, is turn it up.
This is, both men do look a little bit tired, but it's not because they feel, it's not because they're not conditioned well, it's because that they are literally forcing each other to expel as much energy as they can to get the upper hand in this fight.
Phil Decky Larkin actually had to move Fierceness back. He's so eager to jump back into this fight. He was walking to the center cage. Decky pushed him back, said, get back to your corner, son. And it's on, round 3.
Again, Amin Ayoub charging forward, taking the center. Does look a little bit the fresher fighter, Carrick.
He is. Amin Ayoub feels like he won the first 2 rounds by however close a margin. He feels like he's got the range of his opponent. He feels like he has the advantage both on the outside and the inside, and he's now going to press it.
Cleiton now with some beautiful movement to cut the angles on Cleiton Silva.
Very, very slick head movement as Ayoub moved forward. I think he did get the advantage of that exchange, forced Cleiton Predator Silva into the 50-50, and now Ayoub has reversed it, and he's pushed his opponent back up against the cage. Brave Nation, when your opponent's hips are stuck against that cage, the strikes are no longer effective.
Momentarily, Cleiton Silva looked like he was about to take the back like he does so well, but one thing I've noticed is Cleiton Silva's moving back in straight lines with his chin a little bit high. I think if you see Amin Ayoub try and throw maybe 3s and 4s, he may catch Cleiton Silva going backwards.
That certainly is his intent. We have seen a multiplication in his attack. He started off with single attacks and then doubles. He's moved his way up to triple shots now. Would not surprise me if at some point in this round he flurries and goes for it.
Cleiton Silva's strikes are coming a little bit more labored than they were in the first round.
That mic area is something I expected to see just a little bit more. When Cleiton Silva wasn't doing well against the side kicks, he threw that front kick up to the head, very intelligent technique. With a shorter opponent, even when the opponent is very far on the outside, it allows you to land.
Uppercut just shy off the mark from Amin Ayoub. Cleiton Silva looks like he has the hands connected. Big takedown from the champion.
Phil, it's hard to take him down. Sometimes it's even harder to keep him.
Amin Ayoub momentarily thought about the guillotine. He switched it to the opposite side. He has that knee shield in. He's in guillotine guard right now. Arm in. But right now, if he holds on to that, there is a potential Von Flue choke here for Cleiton Silva. Amin Ayoub does the right thing, lets the head go, trying to frame off on the arm. Needs to dig in for the underhook and get underneath the body of Predator. Does a good job to recover half guard.
Predator inching his way up. He inched his way up to that left underhook. He inched his way up into that top half guard, which can successfully be used to control the opponent's hips. And very shortly, you should see him posture back and try and land some shots.
Amin Ayoub able to recover full guard, and as we saw in round 1, he is incredibly dangerous off his back. Puts a foot on the hip, may try and cut an angle here.
Cleiton Predator Silva very intelligently taking the fight close to the cage. When your opponent is next to the cage, sideways, half the direction that his hips can go in is removed, and you only need to fear the hips popping out and setting up a submission in one direction. That makes it much easier for the top fighter.
Look at the hips. There's the arm.
There is an arm bar in place now.
Can he get full extension on that arm bar? Trying to dig in. Mage look to roll champion Cleiton Silva.
The angle of the elbow is not quite there.
He's trying just to peel those hands apart and hip into it. This is a tangled weave of bodies. That looks tight. Can he get the point of the elbow? And the champion is out. This is incredibly exciting jiu-jitsu.
Brave Nation, that one hurt. People talk about how strikes hurt, submission attempts don't. That one hurt.
With each submission attempt, Amin Ayoub is edging ever so slightly closer, trying to isolate the arm of the champion and throw those hips up, throw the legs up for the armbar. There's going for it again! Oh, that one looks a little bit deeper. The point of the elbow looks right in against the fulcrum.
Sweep is almost completed.
Oh, that looks tight! Can he get full extension on it? He's trying to rule the champion.
Fantastic defense from Cleiton Silva.
He's doing the right thing. If he grabs his bicep here, almost like a rear naked choke to defend and stack in, and then you can start to jimmy that arm out just a little bit.
Phil, that elbow is out. The elbow is now clear. The fighter on top is safe, but he is not winning these exchanges.
Cleiton Silva trying to get momentarily that armbar again, but what an exciting display of jiu-jitsu. Great offensive jiu-jitsu, great submission defense. Big shot! Oh, he heard him!
Shot from the inside!
He heard him right at the end of the third round. Amin Ayoub showing his diversity of attacks. First with the submissions, then with big strikes.
Predator Silva sucking wind hard as he walks back to his corner. Somebody get a stool underneath that man so he can recover. Amin Ayoub, no question, 10-9.
There you see the massive takedown from Cleiton Silva. But from there, it was Amin Ayoub who was being the most dangerous. Again, potentially, Amin Ayoub has won a round off his back.
Once again, that is the power of jiu-jitsu.
He rocked him with those big shots. Decky Larkin forced to step in at the end of the round there.
Sometimes in mixed martial arts, we get overwhelming displays of the power of wrestling. They're not always exciting. What we're getting here is a display of the power of jiu-jitsu, and it is exciting.
A lot of excess moisture on Amin Ayoub here. You have to wonder how much those uppercuts are going to affect Cleiton Silva. He's only had a minute to recover, and it was right at the end.
Phil, shots to the body, as we know, are cumulative. If you take a shot to the body, 30 seconds later, the next one is going to feel worse than if you hadn't. Shots to the head or not. 10 to 15 seconds on the outside after a big headshot. Ordinarily, the fighter's head is clear. I think Cleiton Silva's head is clear, but I believe he is down 3 rounds to none now. I believe in order to win this fight, he needs to stop his opponent.
And I think you're going to see Amin Ayoub put the pressure on from the very first moment, knowing that he hurt the champion at the end of that third round. Cleiton Silva just teasing with the knee there, letting Amin Ayoub know that it's there.
Phil, we're going to start to see fierceness counter more aggressively. He's not simply going to block a shot when it comes in. Once he's countered that shot, either by a head movement or another defensive technique, he's going to start to swarm his opponent.
Again, the shots coming just that little bit more labored for Cleiton Silva. Amin Ayoub looking like the fresher fighter, throwing the spinning back fist, just shy with it. Now putting the pressure on the champion, working the body a little bit.
Nice long-range kicks from the champion.
Nice head movement again from Amin Ayoub. Just evades the strike and replies with his own.
Phil, these two are playing a dangerous game right now.
Oh, he caught him
in the pocket.
Oh, he's shooting! He's out! It's over! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new lightweight champion of the world!
And new champion of the world! Amin Fierceness Ayoub!
Take a bow, young man. He is now at the top of the table. He has knocked out the champion and definitively claimed the lightweight championship of the world.
Absolutely savage performance against an absolutely savage fighter.
Well, the lightweight title picture just became wide open. You have Sam Patterson, you You have Ahmed Amir. You have Rolando D. You have the new champion, Amin Ayoub. You have the former champion, Luan Miao Santiago. The lightweight division is stacked. It is on fire.
Phil, not only do we have Rolando D, he's actually standing by the cage, trying to get a piece of him right now.
Legend flowing through my veins.
Rolando D is in the building. Ahmed Amir is in the building. Sam Patterson is watching at home.
Our president, Mohammed the Hawk Shahid, is slowly entering the Brave Combat Federation cage in order to wrap the belt around the champion.
I would love to see that finish back, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Charging forward, the chin of Cleiton was up, and boom, there you go. Big shot, Deki Larkin diving right in. Doesn't take a punch this time like he did from Mo Fakhreddin. Cleiton Silva was going back with that chin a little bit too high in the air. Amin Ayoub recognized it and finished with a beautiful flurry of strikes to become the new Brave Combat Federation lightweight champion of the world.
Brave Nation, what an incredible main event at Brave CF 44. Unbelievable fight. This comes to an end at 1 minute, 23 seconds of round number 4. Your winner by knockout and new Brave Combat Federation lightweight champion of the world, Amin Fierceness Ayoub!